Read this note like it's just for you. Not for the world, not for anyone else, but for your eyes, your heart, your quiet thoughts. This isn't a letter filled with big moments or loud memories. It's not even a perfect message. It's something softer, something written with trembling hands and hope. It is full of words I have been too afraid to say, thoughts I kept in the corners of my heart because I didn't know if they were welcome anymore. But tonight, I need to let them out. I need you to read this note like you are the only one meant. To read it like it was written by someone who still believes in something between us. I've carried these thoughts for a long time. Some days they felt like ash in my hands, light but messy, blown away by the smallest wind. Other days they felt like fire, burning everything around me with a memory that refused to fade. I didn't know which one would win, the quiet forgetfulness or the loud longing. But even in that confusion, I kept returning to this one thing. I needed you to know how much I still feel. Even if the world moved forward, even if the past is full of cracks, I still carry something that glows when I think of you. There were dreams we built with such love, dreams made of simple hopes, shared talks, slow mornings, and long walks. Do you remember how we used to talk for hours? Not about big things, but about little ones that somehow felt big when it was. Us talking. You would smile and I would listen. I would speak and you would nod like you understood everything, even the things I didn't know how to say properly. We were good then, weren't we? Before time changed the color of our days. Before distance became normal. Before we stopped looking at each other the same way. I know I made mistakes. I know I hurt you in ways I never wanted to. I didn't always say the right thing. I didn't always show up the way I should have. I missed moments I should have, held tighter. I broke little pieces that I now wish I had protected, but I never stopped feeling. And maybe that's what hurts the most, that even after all this time, all the space, all the silence, I still look back and feel the same warmth I used to feel when I first met you. I'm not asking for us to go back. I'm not asking for another beginning or a new chapter. I'm just asking for this note to reach you. I'm asking for you to pause for a moment and remember us. Not the version filled with confusion and hurt, but the one where everything made sense. The one where our eyes said more than our words. The one where your touch felt like home and my voice made you laugh. That version still lives inside me. It lives in the quiet places, in the small seconds between each breath. There is a kind of silence that speaks louder than sound. I feel it now. It's the silence of everything left unsaid. The silence of rooms that once heard laughter. The silence of spaces that knew our names, our hands, our stories. I sit with that silence, and I try to hear your voice again. I try to remember how it felt to be seen by you, really seen. To be loved without questions, without fear, without having to hide. I miss that. I miss being someone who felt understood. Maybe you've moved on. Maybe your days are full of new people, new memories, new reasons to smile. I hope they are. I hope you're happy. But if there's a part of you, even the smallest one, that still wonders, that still asks what we were, what we could have been, what still might be hidden in the folds of the past, then this note is for that part. Not to bring back what's gone, but to honor it, to say it mattered, to say you mattered. I've written and erased so many letters before this. I've tried to forget, tried to numb, tried to distract, but nothing ever really worked. Because forgetting you isn't something I'm strong enough to do. And maybe I don't want to. Maybe the truth is, I've been keeping this flame alive. In my heart, not because I expect it to light the way again, but because it reminds me of who I was when I loved you. And that version of me was the best one I've known. You once told me that love wasn't always loud. That sometimes it was soft, steady like a hum in the background. I didn't understand it then. I do now. I hear that hum every time I think of you. Every time I remember the way we fit, like puzzle pieces shaped by something more than chance. You were calm in my chaos. You were the pause between storms. And even though we've had our own paths since, I still carry that feeling. That calm. So here I am, not with promises or plans, but with a single note. A note filled with every breath I've held, every word I should have said, every sorry, and every thank you. Thank you for seeing me. For loving me when I didn't know how to love myself. Thank you for the mornings filled with light, the nights filled with talks, the days where everything felt right. And I'm sorry. Sorry for where I fell short. Sorry for the hurt I caused. Sorry that I couldn't hold us together when the winds got strong. I don't know what you will do with this note. Maybe you'll read it and smile. Maybe it will bring a tear. Maybe it will stay in your memory for just a moment and then fade. That's okay. I didn't write this to get something back. I wrote it because my heart needed to speak. And for once I wanted it to speak clearly. No games, no pride, no hiding. Just honesty. Just love. If you ever wonder whether you mattered, know this. You did. More than words can say. You still do. There's a space in my soul that only fits the memories we made. A soft space where nothing else fits. Where your name is written gently and without anger. Time has changed many things, but not that. So, would you read this note again? Maybe not now. Maybe not tomorrow. But someday, when the world feels quiet, when the night feels a little longer, when your heart asks questions you thought you'd stopped asking, read this again. Let these words wrap around you like they were meant for just one person, because they were. You see, this isn't a plea. It's not me asking you to fix what's broken. It's me showing you the pieces I've kept, the parts of us that never stopped glowing. I don't need answers. I don't need promises. I just need you to know that once, in a world full of noise and rushing days, I loved you in the quietest, truest way I knew how, and part of me still does. Some days I imagine a world where we find our way back, not to what we were, but to a place where we can see each other without all the weight. A place where love doesn't need a title, where truth doesn't need a stage. A place where two people who once meant everything can share a smile, a memory, a moment. And if that moment ever comes, I hope you remember this note. I hope you remember that someone, somewhere, still believes in the kind of love that stays, soft even when time tries to harden it. Until then, I'll keep this part of you safe in my thoughts. I'll carry you like a secret prayer, like a favorite song I no longer sing but still hear in the quiet. You don't have to answer. You don't have to come back. Just know that if you ever look back, you'll find me here, still holding on, not to the past, but to the feeling that was always real. Please, read this note again. Not because it's perfect, not because it's beautiful, but because it's true. Because every word is a piece of a heart that once belonged to you. And in some ways still does. You were the place I once ran to without thinking, the thought I held when nothing else made sense. And even when storms grew between us, when time placed distance in our days, I never stopped hearing the way your silence once felt like home. I never stopped missing the little things, like how you listened with your whole heart, or how you made the world feel less cold. It's strange how much of you still lingers in my ordinary days. In passing faces, in familiar songs, in empty streets where I once waited for you. I know I cannot take us back. I know that no note, no word, no voice can undo what was done. But I can offer this truth gentle and raw, with hands that tremble not from fear but from memory. I still carry the shape of you in my thoughts. I still whisper your name when I'm alone, hoping that in some quiet moment you are thinking of me too. There are moments I remember us laughing, like nothing could ever go wrong. I remember the nights where we said nothing, but everything was felt. I remember how your touch felt like calm, and your voice could pull me back from the darkest thoughts. We weren't perfect, but we were real. And real is what hurts the most when it's gone. If I could speak to the person you are today, I would not ask for another try. I would not beg to go back. I would only ask for a moment of truth. A moment where you see me not as the one who failed, but as the one who loved. Deeply. Honestly. Quietly, maybe, but never halfway. Every part of me meant every part of us. Even when I got scared. Even when I lost my way. I don't know what remains in your heart. I don't know if the light we once carried has faded, or if it still flickers in the back of your mind. But if there's even a small part of you that remembers, then let this note be a gentle reminder of the love we once made, the love we once were. I still walk through the world sometimes expecting to see you, My heart still stops when someone wears your scent when I pass places where we once stood side by side. I wonder if your heart skips too. If somewhere in your life you pause and feel me too. We built something once. Maybe it wasn't strong enough to last forever, but it was strong enough to stay with me long after. And maybe, just maybe, it's still strong enough to stay with you too. Even in silence, even in distance, even in whatever lies between us now. I don't write this to stir your pain. I write this to show you that some things never stop being true. Stop being true.